Good morning, everybody. So I'm Tom Willits. I'm the Executive Director of Music and Poetry Synchronized, otherwise known as where we are right now, MAPS. And this year, this has been a really exciting year. We were in Northampton in the high school 2 years ago. We were not last year. This year, it's been even better because we've actually had two classes. The songwriting class and the music tech class have come together to do this great work that you're going to see. Unfortunately, we were not able to get the kids from Connecticut, from Manchester, Connecticut, from Great Path Academy up here today. We will do that next year. We will make sure that the two schools come together live next year. But just really a great year of work. I had the benefit of coming in here with the songwriting class a month or two ago, and I know personally I can't wait to watch what we're going to see and what you're going to hear. And the poetry that's represented will be on screen. If we were doing the program as we normally would, the poets would be here, but we'll make that happen again. So I'm going to turn it over to Paul. I just want to thank Ilana Morris, who's our program director. And we have, as you can see, Chris Fournier's here. He's also from MAPS, and Carol, our videographer. So, Paul, thank you for everything.
Thank you for being here. So a big also thank you to Marty Ball and the Northampton Education Foundation for funding the music technology program 3 or 4 years ago, which now through this project has reached full implementation. We have songwriters who bring in songs and for music technology folks to record. It's been a delight working with Susan all year, and especially in this collaboration in which our two classrooms were together co-teaching for 3 weeks. That was really special. Thank you, Susan. What this is going to look like is we're going to play the poem, a video recording of the poem. We're going to play, and then the songwriter is going to come up, speak about what inspiration they took, what approach they took with the song, and then we're going to hear the song, and we're going to do that 8 times, all right? We've got 8 tracks to listen to. They're all varied lengths and certainly different styles. So thank you for your attention, everybody. First person is going to come up, Jamie, and then Susan, do you want to say a word before Jamie starts?
Yes.
Thanks for being ready.
Yes, thank you again, everybody, and also just thank you to the MTSR students and to the songwriters, because it has been such a great experience to just watch happen. Everything has come to life so beautifully, and we're really excited for everyone here to see the work that we've done. So.
Well, I'll say something. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so I'm really proud of this group of poets that we have. We've put together some really awesome work. They've worked really hard. A lot of them are doing it for the 2nd year in a row, or they've done stuff on the artwork side. So it's been really cool to watch them kind of like come into their own and make stuff that they're really proud of and that we're really proud of. I think one of the coolest things about this is that not only is their work kind of getting turned into music, but it's also kind of them sharing something about themselves that is it's pretty cool, it's pretty brave, it's pretty impressive, I think, at least in my eyes, that they're like kind of willing to share little pieces of themselves and their journey or things that matter to them, where they come from, etc. So I'm really proud of them, and I really couldn't have done it without Miss Gray, because she is awesome and handles a lot of the stuff and has introduced me to a lot of great people and a lot of ideas and routines that I'm picking up little by little, but I really hope you guys enjoy the show, and I think you will. So. Oh yeah, you can clap it up.
I just want to say thanks to Mr. Tilson for picking this up, because this is actually a partnership that wasn't supposed to be ours. It was supposed to be over at Pathways, and we stole it. And so thank you. So it's really fun, and thanks to all the students who stepped up, because I know that those poems got turned around really quickly, so that's really great. We have some great artists here at our school in all forms, in poetry, in art, and music, and it's really great to showcase that. And thanks to everybody coming to support everybody for that. So I'm going to introduce you real quick to Chris Fournier, and then we'll start.
Let's give another round of applause for Laura here. As introduced, I'm Chris Wayne, the Engagement and Development Director for MAPS. And just before we get into performances, which I cannot wait to see, it takes a lot of people to make MAPS run beyond the teachers and students participating. We need some funding to make that happen. And there are 4 organizations we want to thank for making MAPS possible, in part, and that is the Robert and Margaret Patricelli Family Foundation. We've got the Richard P. Garmy Fund at the Harvard Foundation for Public Giving, the Budd Family Fund, and People's Bank. And after that, Mike, is Alana going to come up here?
No, but I show close. She'll be.
All right. Without further ado, I cannot wait to see the artistry on display. This morning was awesome, and this will be the same. Who am I handing this off to?
Just right there on that.
All right.
Right on the music scene.
And the show begins.
Despite their best efforts, they cannot conceal their true nature. People take pride in judging them as ideal, changing their shape and form to appeal to others. Now that is something people should reveal. Their flaws, although overlooked, are still there. They move around, always wanting to be seen as the best. Did you know changing can take away part of one's identity? So stop forcing an identity that isn't theirs. That is my one and only request.
No matter how they appear, they cannot hide the truth. People love part of me, and I accept it. They love the lighter side of me and hate everything colored about me. Although tough and sweet, color is what they love about me. They beg for more of my artificial side, but don't want what makes me, me. Love me for myself, and not just for my color, but also my light. But who would care?
So I took this recording of them speaking through the poem as seeing Carlos Davia wrote this poem. It's called The Other Part. And I put like a melodic bossa nova kind of piece behind it with 2 like nylon string guitar parts and just one really simple keyboard part over it. And that's really all I needed to make it sound the way I kind of perceived it would go well with the poem.
All right.
Despite their best efforts, they cannot conceal their true nature. People take pride in judging them as ideal, changing their shape and form to appeal to others. Now that is something people should reveal. Their flaws, although overlooked, are still there. They move around, always wanted to be seen as the best. Did you know changing can take away a part of one's identity? So stop forcing an identity that isn't theirs. That is my one and only request.
No matter how they appear, they cannot hide the truth. People love the part of me, and I accept it. They love the lighter side of me and hate anything colored about me. Although it's tough and sweet, color is what they least love about me. They beg for more of my artificial side, but don't want what makes me, me. Love me for my whole, not just for my color, but also for my light. But who would care? For I'm an Oreo.
So next up is the poem Comment by McKenna Piper, but she's not here today, so stepping in to read will be Dylan Foran.
When you were destined to move forward, how could you ever stop? Floating through a dark and empty path, I've been here for thousands of years, trapped in my never-ending loop. Melancholial air, I'm confined to a path incapable of an escape. Never knowing where I'll land, praying to some kind of God that'll get too close and collide, blow up into 1,000 pieces and lay to rest. I'm a calamity waiting to happen, but how could I ever leave it? The euphoric high as the people look at me and see me sparkle and shine. They'll use me for their wishes and dreams, but if you ever get too close and touch me, I'm cold and mercurial to the bone, appearing gifted, but behind is my Machiavellian smile. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bite, but this path was made for me in ways the places I pass could never understand the longing of the burn, because my glitter and glimmer is a fire destroying within. They could never understand the crave to go and go and go until I'm all burnt up.
For this song, I chose it because I really liked the melody of it. I had a very clear idea of what I wanted it to sound like the first time I read it through. And then I made a kind of simple guitar chord progression for it and worked off of that.
When you were destined to move forward, how could you ever stop floating through a dark and empty path? I've been here for thousands of years, trapped in my never-ending loop, melancholy air. I'm confined to a path incapable of an escape. I'm confined to a path incapable of an escape. Never knowing where I'll land, praying to some kind of God that I'll get too close and collide, blow up into 1,000 pieces and lay to rest. I'm a calamity waiting to happen, but how could I ever leave it? As the people look at me, see me sparkle and shine, they'll use me for their wishes and dreams. But if you ever get too close and touch me, I'm cold and mercurial to the bone. You're gifted, but behind is my Machiavellian smile. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bite, but this path was made for me in ways the places I pass could never understand. Never understand the longing of the burn, because my glitter and glimmer is a fire destroying with go and go and go. They could never understand the crave to go and go and go until I'm all burnt up.
Next up, reading his poem titled Wolf, is Alex Schradley.
A wolf is a creature who stalks its prey, always prepared for that one fateful day, precisely positioned to suddenly strike, jump out of the shadows and claim its prize. Its teeth dig deep when you're under attack, because it was just in your corner to wait for a snack. See, I've known a wolf for much of my life. It would stop in the shadows, not pass me by. But one day it lunged, a brutal attack, the one that I censor and cover in black, redact from my stories that I never tell. But if the attack is unknown, then I am as well. Yes, I have been maimed, gaslighted, abused, but it all falls on me. I fell for its ruse. Fell for its claims that it meant no harm. The red flags were nothing, no cause for alarm. But to you, the wolf, I say be warned, for I have grown and I have learned. Sure, you attacked, but I have survived. So I'll turn the page and be rid of your lies. The end of hurt and abuse draws near to make way for an era of peace. The story of a wound in a wolf ends here, and so begins the story of me.
So, is this on?
I think so.
Is it on?
Now it is.
It's on. I guess. This poem kind of stuck out to me. I think it was one of the only few poems that rhymed. I thought it was an interesting concept to be about this kind of, I actually asked him, I was like, hey, what is the wolf to you? And he said, it's really up to interpretation. So it's this song about overcoming some toxic entity in your life, and I thought it was really cool. And I originally started by playing these chords on piano, and then I gave the chords to Izzy, who took that and created this amazing guitar and bass and drums, recorded when I was out for a few days, and I don't know, vocals are very fun to record, and I thank Paul and Susan for creating this cool environment to do this because it was a fun project. And
Thanks, Rose.
A wolf
Next up, we have Dylan Foran returning to read his own poem, Left Brain, Right Brain.
My eyes dart fast around the crowd. This sweat drips past a furrowed brow. My mind, it cries, they hate your guts. This death is by 1,000 cuts. My stomach drops, heart's gonna pop. You've gotta stop. You'll keep living. Time moves on. It'll drag you to death, and then you'll be gone. Nothing matters, isn't it bliss? So our lives are so little, so be grateful for this. Her eyes were pissed, she would have cussed. She did forgive, but I can't trust. I hate my anxious thoughts obsessed, that shame my thankless worry best. My mind's assault, it's all my fault. Halt. You'll keep living. Time moves on. It'll drag you till death, and then you'll be gone. Nothing matters, isn't it bliss? Our lives are so little, so be grateful for this. Stop searching for meaning in a life that is fleeting. Get out there, keep breathing, you're dying. Start living.
Thank you.
So the poem is called Right Brain, or Left Brain, Right Brain by Dylan Foran. And when we first read this poem, the stanzas and how Dylan wrote it out kind of sounded like two different halves of the brain arguing with yourself, and it was very two different emotions happening. And so we immediately thought that it would be both of our voices kind of back and forth.
Yeah, so mainly we use this MIDI instrumentation, but we also obviously do vocals, and we managed to put a couple of instrumental recordings in there. Making music will forever be a huge pain, but we're really grateful that we got to reach the finish line, and we're a really talented group of writers, musicians, and technicians.
Okay. Pretty cool ending there. Next up is Aku Aputa with her poem, I Don't Care. Thanks so much for Aku.
I wake up and see the trees. One by one, they wave back at me, welcoming me into this new day. I don't care. There are people who would die for the oxygen you're breathing, my mom scolds. Sunrise is sure to come, and without it, I'd be too cold to wear my new outfit in stun. It's a luxury to complain about your outfits. People would be so grateful for your wardrobe, my mom retorts. The lights are still on in the bathroom. I forgot to turn them off after I showered. And I don't care. That same electricity people would kill for, you're wasting and running up our bill report. The sheer ignorance towards global issues is why people don't realize how much they've taken for granted. A lot of things are changing, for good and for bad, but it's not your fault, so you don't care. It doesn't affect you, so you don't care. You never saw it happen with your own eyes, so you don't care. People are dying at historic rates due to disease, climate change, and war. But I live in a tiny state. What can I do to help? I'm insignificant in the grand scheme, so why even try? Everything is already set in stone. Besides, even if I could help, whoever cared about my issues, huh? I don't care.
Yo, my name's Izzy, and that was Aku. The poem's called Untitled, but I thought it was more fit if I called it I Don't Care. It's kind of just about like ignorance and not paying attention to issues if it doesn't directly affect you, and I thought that was cool. So yeah, so my song is that. Yeah, and I just like went home to my house, recorded drums, guitar, bass, and vocals in like a couple days. And I said, yeah, that's good. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna let it speak for itself because I don't like talking about music. Thank you.
I wake up and see the tree. One by one they wave back at me. There are people who would die for the oxygen you're breathing. Sunrise is sure to come and ride. Be too cold to wear my new outfit and stun.
Next up is the poem The Symptom, written by Shaina Miralles Castro, but reading it will be Alex Schradley, who Shaina had leave early today. So give it up for Alex.
Hi, I'm Shaina Miralles Castro, and I wrote the poem The Symptom. Some people call me the symptom. There for a good time, not a long time. She's pretty, but she's not worth my while. She's nice, smart, funny even, but not enough. Not enough to commit, not enough to care, not enough to appreciate. So I sit here waiting for the chase, waiting for the one. In this waiting room, there's a mirror. Maybe one day I'll look at the girl reflected off of it. Maybe one day I won't dodge her stares. Maybe one day I'll cherish her, take care of her, love her. But for now, I avoid the mirror, and I wait to be called by my real name.
All right, my name is Simon, and my name is Jack. So when we were first listening to the poems, we specifically connected to this one because it had to do with shifting your focus away from other people all the time and trying to work on yourself a little bit and overcome self-consciousness, which is a very hard thing to do.
When making it into a song, I started with a really rhythmically simple chord progression, something that's really easy to put pretty much anything over, and then we kind of just experimented with the words and the lyrics until we could find something that worked, and eventually we did. Yeah, and then we just put it all together with the music technical.
Good morning, NHS. If you do have an afternoon APA exam, you are to go to this first lunch and check into your room. This lunch is
People call me the symptom. There for a good time, but not a long time. She's pretty, but she's not worth my while. She's nice, smart, funny, even, but not enough to commit. Not enough to care, not enough to appreciate. So I sit here, waiting for the chase, waiting for the one. In this waiting room there's a mirror. Maybe one day I'll look at the girl reflected off of it. And maybe one day I won't dodge her stares. Not enough to care, not enough to appreciate. So I sit here waiting for the chase. Maybe one day I'll cherish her, take care of her, love her so. But for now I avoid the mirror, and I wait to be called by my real name. Not enough to care, not enough to appreciate. So I sit here waiting for the chase.
All right. Next up, we have Claustrophobic by our very own AB, Blended to Win It, Alyssa Blinn.
I'm glad I'm not claustrophobic. If I was claustrophobic, maybe I would have felt the encasement of glass that I have built around me throughout the years. Maybe when I banged on the glass towards the future social experiments waiting to happen, my shut-out world shattering would not have shaken me. I'm glad I am not claustrophobic, because then I cannot feel the lies that trap my feet, the deception that I cannot change because I cannot change my menage. I'm glad I'm not claustrophobic. If I was claustrophobic, the years I had to spend in the so-called closet would have been harder than they were. I'm glad I'm not claustrophobic, because I have learned that these boxes and baggage do not define me, but that everyone has their own crystal box built around them, that everyone is built from things that they are ashamed of, that these things do not define us, we defy them.
And here's songwriter Luna.
Okay, hi, I'm Luna, and that was Claustrophobic by Alyssa. So the song has vocals, vocal harmonies, and piano. And at the last minute, I decided to add cricket sounds because I live in the woods, and in the spring and summer, I always hear them while I'm falling asleep. It's a very comforting sound for me. The Maps project was a challenge, but also a lot of fun.
I am glad I'm not claustrophobic. Maybe if I was, then I would have felt the cement of glass that I have built around me throughout the years. And maybe when I banged on the glass toward the future social experiment waiting to happen, my shut-out world shattering would not have shaken me. Shut-out world shattering, 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 I am glad I'm not claustrophobic, because then I cannot feel the lies that trap my feet. The deception I cannot change, 'cause I cannot change my menage. I am glad I'm not.
If I was claustrophobic, the years I had spent in the so-called closet would have been harder than they were.
Because I have learned that these boxes and baggages do not define me, but that everyone has their own crystal box built from things they are ashamed of, and these things, they do not define us, we defy them.
Awesome. All right, we have a couple poems left for you. Second to last is Cherry Blossoms by our very own Noreen Than. Give it up for Noreen.
Years have passed. 1,000 decades have passed. 1,000 cherry blossoms only bloom once. Once in a lifetime, the pink sprinkle sky has shone. One season, one lifetime. One lifetime, one season. Cherry blossoms everywhere. The dawn of a new spring. The dawn of a new morning. The dawn of a new year. The beauty that impacts all. The one that is loved and adored by all. 1,000 cherry blossoms have bloomed yet again.
I really liked the poem when I first read it. I thought the repetition really lent itself to like songwriting. I had like one written, I spent like 3 weeks on, and I just like didn't like it, so I restarted it last week, kind of like Izzy, and I made something I like really enjoy. So, yeah.
Doesn't matter. Once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. Pink sparkled sky has shown that is love. The one is adored by all. A thousand cherry blossoms, a thousand have bloomed. One season at a time. One lesson, one season. One season at a time. Cherry blossoms everywhere. Cherry blossoms everywhere. Cherry blossoms everywhere. Cherry blossoms everywhere. Darling history. Darling new world. Darling new year. That is love. The one is adored by all. A thousand cherry blossoms, a thousand have bloomed. Yet again, that is love. The one is adored by all. A thousand cherry blossoms, a thousand have bloomed. Yet again, cherry blossoms everywhere. Cherry blossoms everywhere. Cherry blossoms everywhere. Cherry blossoms everywhere. Darling history. Darling new world. Darling new year.
All right, that was a rockin' track. We have one more poem for you. This one is just the poem. It's not accompanied by music, but it is our last poem. So give an extra loud GPA round of applause to Selena Claudio with her poem, Hartford.
Okay, hi. Hartford, we don't lead, we love, we don't love, we live, we never leave. Why do people say these things about me, rather us? Abuela, she said, don't go past Highland, you know the type of people that go there. The thing is, I do. When I lie to leave, I'm with those people. When I plead to leave, I go with my friends. When I come home laughing, I've done it again. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, I said. Don't go to Kennelly. Your friends are ghetto just like you. But why? They're from Hartford, don't ask why. Dad says, go where you want, but remember, you and Albany Ave's worlds are worlds apart. You might as well go to Greenwich World, where all the rich girls are. But if you must, don't slip up before they call World Star. You must remember where your words are. You're not safe. Those people are dangerous and high as where birds are. The things I've seen them do have stuck to me like a burn scar. Friends say, I know someone who knows someone, I'll help you become one. You want protection, don't you? Why don't you? Just let us know. It's crazy to me. Why don't people look at the parks and think beauty because it's true? Why don't people look at Park Street and think family because love is the same there as anywhere else? Why don't we look at the buildings and schools, home and love outside of this idea that Hartford doesn't have as much as everyone else? We are love. We don't discriminate. We thrive as any other. Hartford doesn't define us, but we define Hartford. Why, I say? Why is Hartford ghetto? Why do you look at Hartford High and say loser when there could be so many winners? Why say Kennelly is ghetto when there could be so many scholars? Why say we can't make it when we can? Why make us believe that? Because we refuse. We are as good as North Haven and Tallinn. The only difference between us is a median salary. We need to make a change. We are not what they tell you. We are winners.
Hi everybody, my name is Ilona Morris. I'm the MAPS Program Director. Give them all another round of applause. That was phenomenal. Just to point out, all of the artwork that you saw as sort of the backdrop to the music was made by the Northampton High School students in our class there. And congratulations to all of you. Yeah, great job this year, y'all.
I was just going to say that, yeah, really, technical difficulties. We hate those. But they worked out. It worked out fine. You know, I was really struck with how it's nerve-wracking to stand up here, right? You guys did a really good job. Because you actually projected. And it makes a big difference. Because, you know, when you're a musician and you stand up here, which is what I have been, and not doing as much of now. But it's really all about you guys owning the stage. I don't care what it is you do. I don't care if you're acting or if you're performing in any way. And you guys did a really good job today. And it really matters because it's just like performing. If you have your poem and you get up here and you read your poem and you mean it and you do it and you speak it, it matters. So anyway, all I can say as the guy who runs the organization, we have programming all around. We have a bunch of programs in Hartford and other places. It's really been a great year to work with all of you. So, and Mr. Tolson, again, he really came through this year, jumping in the fray to put this class together. So thank you all for what you did. Thank you both for everything in GPA. And I hope you have a great week.